This is what I've added here, which is the, I made the home screen a bit more like the iPhone. So this was at the request of Timur, who didn't like the menuing system so much. And you know, a lot of iPhone apps do this, where they've got the kind of all your stuff right here. So I'll just go through this stuff one by one. And this is kind of at the point now where I think it's pretty close to what it's going to look like ultimately. So you know, any suggestions or thoughts, please raise them. I'm going to start actually not with deployment because of the whole.
Really, the phone is too small if you go over here.
Thinking about that too.
It scales.
It
scales. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it scales. So it should work fine on phones. It certainly looks good on the emulator. But you know, so one thing I added was you got the current inventory, which is just a quick look at what you currently got on there. So I don't know if you saw that, but if you go into something, the person says, please connect to a DSP, right?
Okay.
So you come up here, you see the icon. And this is the new, you remember before I had the drop down at the top, Timur said that was a no-go because we could have lots of DSPs potentially, and the list would be just too long. So he wanted something where you could type in the name of the DSP. So you start typing and you get a list, right? So you can, it'll, you know, you see everything you got. And then I can connect one, and then I can either connect to the Intelli server or I can connect directly here. Of course, all the direct stuff, none of that's in place yet. So I'm going to connect to the Intelli server, which presently is that. And you see I just get a quick list of everything that I have on the machine at the moment, on whatever DSP I connected to. So manifest history, you guys kind of saw some of this. You can see I'm still connected to whatever I was on. You can set your dates. And then you say get manifests, and it should grab, you know, a series of manifests, whatever is between the two dates that you select. So I actually have something here in this validation manifest. And then you guys saw this, I think. But what is new is this was kind of Timur mentioned that should be searchable. So now if you look up here on the menu bar, you now have a search option. And you can type in here, and it just filters out like you'd expect. And so what you see is I type Bill, I get Bill Gates, and then I've got all of the parents up to the top.
So
right?
You type Bill Gates or what?
I just type Bill, and then it filtered out.
So it shows you.
Yeah, yeah.
Good. So if you want to know an item, you just start putting the item number and
right. Well, right now it's only filtering on the name, but it's very trivial, you know, to make it filter on item number. And then they'll just filter out.
Yeah. If you have let's say 5 different types of same thing, you know, there may be a name and a number.
Okay. So the other thing is in Medusa app. You could aggregate manifests. You could select 2 dates, and then you could get all of the manifests aggregated together that were between those dates. It was saying like all the entries in a distribution manifest that happen anywhere along that timeline. So that was in a different screen on Medusa. Here I've integrated it right into the same screen here. So all you do is you check aggregate, and then you hit get manifests, and it'll actually give you the 2 dates. And right now I'm just getting bogus data off the server, but these would be different, of course. And then you can select whichever date you want to look at, and you say, you can go back and forth, right? And so this is, in other words, everything that happened in a distribution manifest between this date will be accounted for here, and then what it looked like initially will be here, right? So, let's see, I've got the current readings in there, real simple, just GPS, temperature, light, humidity. You can, of course, hit the GPS, and there's a little bug, but this will bring up a map, so you can see where it is at the given moment. And then the second icon there is your historical, right? So for any one of these, you can hit the historical, and you'll get the history. So if you look, that's actually this. And all it does is it takes you there and it fills in the radio box automatically. So.
With the GPS, there is what's called fencing, geofencing.
Yeah. Well, I was told that this version wouldn't do geofencing.
Is that right?
Yeah, but that we were going to do it eventually. So I've kept that in mind. But I'm not writing for it now.
This version wouldn't do it because it doesn't.
I'm not sure. That's just what.
Google Earth or something.
No, I think I could do geofencing. I could probably get it in there. I mean, if you think that
the software version or
yeah, well, let me. I'm sorry. Say that again.
You mean you say this version?
Yeah. Now that I think about that a little bit more, the geofencing is going to be done on the server side, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I won't be doing the geofencing. So what I would do is I would say, here's the route, here's the expected route, and draw that on a map and say here's where it went off. I could do that. And I don't think that's outside of the realm of feasibility.
Could this dictate the geofencing? Could this say, okay, tomorrow I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I know today I realized that this is the route it should take.
Right.
So could it modify the geofence?
I'm not sure what that would look like. I don't know what that process would look like. I think normally what you would do is you would put in a route.
Yeah.
One would think. So you would have destination.
Route with some.
Right, and then you'd have a radius or whatever, depending on if you're at sea or if you're on roads, then it would be you made a wrong turn.
Okay. Timur, you know how the geofencing is set up, right?
I know how it works.
Yeah. Would that not be feasible to do with the Android device? I mean, inputting or tracking or reporting, alerting?
Yeah, the geofencing will need to be done on the
server, but can the Android input that?
Oh, maybe it could. Yeah.
And get the alerts? I guess getting alerts is not a big deal, right?
No, that's trivial.
Okay. Yeah. That's good.
Okay, so I'll just show you the readings history real quick. You just select your reading. Again, you select the dates. It's the same layout as the manifest history. You should kind of get used to basically how it works. You say get my readings, and they populate. So I have a database running on there. It's actually pulling these out of my database, but I don't have a lot of data in there naturally. And then I've got settings screen. Of course, there aren't many settings in there, but I got the container lock code. I think someone mentioned that at some point was something we wanted. So I'll be adding stuff to this kind of as
lock code with password and all that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So and then the last part I'll demo, which you guys didn't get to see because I was on the emulator, is the deployment, which is fun. So this is the process. When you first go in there, it says you choose your reader. Now, the user will have to have associated this using the control panel within the Android, which is...
Is that the...
This is the handheld reader.
Bluetooth. Yeah, Bluetooth.
Yeah.
Reader. Okay.
So you switch it on now. They would select this is my reader. It's going to take a moment to find it. Okay, so we got success. You're now connected. And then you're free to start scanning. So you get the beep here, and then you get an acknowledgement beep here, and then you get a ready beep, meaning you can scan again, right? So it's very simple. Now that, of course, will be item information. It won't be the RFID tag.
Yeah.
But, it'll be the item name and the RFID tag together. When you're done, you just hit commit. Are you sure you want to deploy? You say yes.
That's the HF
Hits the
tag.
server.
Those are HF tags.
Yeah, yeah. Hit the server, and you're good to go.
So how does it relate to the parent?
It doesn't, right? Because this is, well, should it?
Should it? It should.
Well, the HF tags won't be read from the X3.
I understand,
Yeah.
but in computer it should relate to the
Oh, okay. Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, these 10 I read are in this are in this carton?
Well, we don't have any kind of way to put